The Third Testament, Section 1, The Second Coming of Christ and the Third Time of Revelation. Chapter 3, The Spiritual Son of the Return of Christ. The Coming of the Lord. 1. I am present in humanity at a time when new discoveries have transformed the lives of men, and make my presence felt among you with the same humility that you once knew about me. 2. The Word of God has not become man again. Christ has not been born again in the misery of a stable, no, for it is no longer necessary for a body to testify to the power of God. If people think that this body here is the God who came into the world, they are wrong. The presence of God is spiritual, universal, infinite. 3. If everything that men have gained in this time were within the limits of what is just, permissible, and good, it would not have been necessary for me to come down to speak to you again. But not all the works that this mankind offers me are good. There are many transgressions, many injustices, many wrongdoings and many wrongdoings. Therefore, it was necessary that my caring love awakened man when he was most absorbed in his work, to remind him what duties he has forgotten and to whom he owes everything that is and will be. 4. To make myself audible to a materialized mankind, which could not hear me from spirit to spirit, I had to make use of their spiritual gifts and abilities to make myself known through the mind of man. 5. The explanation of why I come down to make myself known to you is this: since you were not able to rise to hold dialogue with your Lord from spirit to spirit, I had to descend one step lower, that is, from the spiritual, from the divine, where you cannot yet reach. I then had to make use of your organ of mind, which has its place in the brain of man, and translate my divine inspiration into human words and material sounds. 6. Man needs expanded knowledge, and it is God who comes to man to entrust him with wisdom. If the chosen means for my brief rallies through the organ of understanding of these mouthpieces does not seem worthy to you, I tell you in truth that the message given through them is very great. You would have preferred that my rallies were done to men with pomp and ceremony, which would have made an impression on them, but in reality, from the Spirit's point of view, they were vain and did not contain true light. 7. I could have come under lightning and storms to make my power tangible, but how easy then would it have been for man to confess that the presence of the Lord had come. But do you not think that then fear would have returned to your heart and also the idea of something incomprehensible? Do you not think that every feeling of love for the Father would have been transformed only into fear of his righteousness? But you should know that God, although he is almighty power, will not defeat you through this power, will not prevail through it, but through another power, and that is that of love. 8. It is the Divine Spirit speaking to the universe today. It is He who brings light to all that you have not clearly recognized in other times. He is the dawn of a new day for all men, for He will free you from false fears, remove your doubts, to set your spirit and your mind free. 9. I tell you, after you have come to know the essence of my teachings and the righteousness of my laws, you will also know the limits that your ideas have imposed on you and prevented you from going beyond a little knowledge of the truth. 10. No longer will it be fear or fear of punishment that keeps you from exploring, from discovering. Only when you really want to get to know what is incomprehensible to you will your conscience forbid you the way, for you are to know that man is not entitled to the whole truth, and that he is to grasp from it only that part which corresponds to him. 11. People, if my coming was announced in such a way that it would be in the midst of wars, unleashed forces of nature, epidemics and chaos, it was not because I would have brought all this to you, it was because my presence would be helpful to mankind precisely in that hour of crisis. 12. Here now is the fulfillment of all that has been said about my return. I come to men as a world struggles with death and the earth shakes and quakes in its death rattle to make way for a new humanity. Therefore, the call of God in the third age is a call of love, a love that carries and inspires justice, brotherhood and peace. 13. The word of Christ once germinated in his disciples, and in the people who followed them his seed grew. His teaching spread and its meaning spread throughout the world. And so this teaching today will also spread, and will be accepted by all those who are able to feel and understand it. 296, 17-27, 35. All eyes will see me. 14. Jesus said to his disciples, I will be away from you only a short time, I will return. Then it was revealed to them that their master would come on the cloud, surrounded by angels, sending down rays of light to earth. 15. Here I am now on the cloud, surrounded by angels, who are the spiritual beings who have manifested themselves among you as messengers of my divinity and as your good counselors. The rays of light are my word, which brings you new revelations, which overflows every mind with wisdom. 16. Blessed are they who have believed without seeing, for they are they who feel my presence. 142, 50-52. 17. Man will discover the truth by means of his spirit, all will feel my presence, for I have already told you at that time that every eye will see me when the time has come for it. 18. Now this time in which you live is just that time announced by my word and my prophets of old, in which all men shall see me by means of the sensations and abilities of their spirit. 19. It will not be necessary for them to see me limited in a human form to be able to say that they have seen me, but it will be enough that their spirit feels me and their mind understands me to be able to say quite truthfully that they have seen me. 20. Love and faith and intelligence can look infinitely further than your eyes can do. Therefore I tell you that it is not necessary that I limit my presence to the human form or by means of any symbolic figure to cause you to see me. 21. How many of those who saw me or went with me in that second time did not even know who I was? How many, on the other hand, who did not even know about it when I was born as man, saw me in spirit, recognized me by my light, and enjoyed my presence because of their faith? 22. Open all your eyes and prove by your faith that you are the children of light. You all can see me, but for this it is essential that you and have faith. 340, 45-51. 23. I tell you, if this mankind should be even more against me because of their unkindness, their turning away from justice and goodness, I will appear in their way full of glory, as I did before Saul, and will make my voice heard. 24. Then you will see how many of those who, without being aware of it, have persecuted me, will arise transformed and enlightened to follow me in the ways of goodness, love and justice. 25. To them I will say, stop, wanderers, and drink from this spring of crystal clear water. Rest from the difficult journey of life which I have imposed on you. Entrust me with your worries and allow my gaze to penetrate deep into your spirit, for I will fill you with grace and console you. 82,46. 26. My love will make your most sensitive strings tremble. But it will be conformity with your conscience that will make you hear my divine concert, and many of you will see me in the sweet appearance of Jesus. 27. I must point out to you that the figure of Jesus is not the most perfect way in which you will see me. When I told you in times past, all eyes will see me, I made you understand that you would all know the truth, although I must tell you that I will limit myself according to the development of each spirit. But when you ascend the ladder to perfection, you will certainly see me in all my glory. 28. Do not now try to introduce me to you in any way. Consider, if your spirit, though limited, is essence, is light, what form could the universal Spirit of your Lord take, having neither beginning nor end? Leave the unfathomable within my book of divine wisdom. 314,69, 70. 29. In my word of the second time I let you know that I would come to you anew, that my spiritual hosts would come down with me. But mankind has not correctly understood and interpreted the meaning of my word. 30. Therefore, every religious community awaits me in their midst, therefore they expect to see me with their mortal eyes, but those who now await me in this way are the same ones who once denied that Jesus was the Messiah and took him for a dreamer. 31. Today I say to you, my disciples, the moment will come when you will see me in all my glory. At that time the earth and its inhabitants will be purified, and the virtue and beauty of the Spirit will be restored. Pain will disappear, and all will be bliss, will be an endless day, without end for you. Will you not see these wonders? Don't you want your children to be able to have dialogue with my Spirit and build a world of peace free from sin? 181, 74, 81. 32. If mankind had been able to fathom the prophecies of the first and the second times, it would not be confused in the face of their realization. The same happened in the second time when the Messiah was born among men, just as it is happening now, when I came in the Spirit. 33. The meaning of my teaching is the same in both times. It prepares you to make of this life a loving, albeit transitory, home, where men consider and treat each other as brothers and sisters, and give each other the warmth of true brotherhood. 34. Prepare also the Spirit to enter, after this life, those worlds or homes which the Lord has prepared for his children. My desire is that when you enter them, you will not feel a stranger to them, but that your spiritualization and inner knowing will let you see everything you encounter, as if you had been there before. There will be much truth in this, if you are already in contact with the spiritual through prayer. 82:9, 10. 35. I am the wayfarer that knocks at the doors of your hearts. I knock, and ye know not who it is, ye open and know me not. I am like the wanderer who comes into a village and has no one to know him, like the foreigner who enters a foreign land and is not understood in his language. So I feel myself among you. When will you feel my presence? O people, when will you recognize me, as Joseph was recognized in his time by his brothers in Egypt? 90:1.